All right, let's talk about a decision that gets even the biggest tech fans tied up in knots. You need a new laptop. You've decided it's going to be a MacBook. And then you hit a wall. Air. Pro? And what's this rumor about a brand new model? Okay, let's jump in and get this all sorted out. So this is the big question, right? You're staring at Apple's site and you see all these amazing machines, but the lines between them, they just feel blurrier than ever. That's exactly what we're going to solve today, finding the MacBook that is perfect for you. And really, here's the heart of the issue. Apple's M-series chips have made every single MacBook incredibly powerful. The MacBook Air can now do things that used to need a Pro. And the Pro has hit performance levels that, frankly, are just overkill for a lot of people. It creates this paradox of choice. But don't worry, we are going to break it all down. All right, so first up, let's get to know the main players in the game right now. Okay, let's kick things off with what is, for a very good reason, the most popular laptop on the planet. The MacBook Air isn't just the thin and light option anymore. Nope, it's now the powerful, do-it-all, absolutely brilliant choice for almost everybody. I mean, you've still got that amazing portability you can just toss in a bag. But now, thanks to those M-series chips, it just flies through everything from browsing the web and writing papers to even doing some decent photo and video editing. It is the go-to machine for students, writers, professionals, honestly, for most of us. Now, let's switch over to the other side of the spectrum, the real powerhouse, the MacBook Pro. Well, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's for pros. This is the machine you buy when your laptop isn't just something you use for work, it is your work. And it's the details that really set the Pro apart. We're talking the more powerful chips, the Pro and the Max versions. You get that gorgeous, brighter, smoother ProMotion display. And, this is so important, it has a fan, an active cooling system. That might not sound sexy, but it means the Pro can run at top speed for hours on end, which is an absolute must-have if you're exporting a giant video project or compiling code. All right, and then there's the wild card. For a while now, there have been these persistent rumors about a new MacBook, maybe called the Neo, that's designed to fit perfectly in that gap between the Air and the Pro. So the thinking goes that this Neo would kind of split the difference. Maybe you get a few Pro features like a better screen or more ports, but you're not paying the full MacBook Pro price. It makes sense, you know? There's this real gap in price and performance between a fully loaded Air and the entry-level Pro, and this could fill it for that prosumer crowd. And when you lay it all out like this, side by side, the picture gets a lot clearer, right? You can see how everything lines up. The user goes from everyday to prosumer to professional. Performance climbs from great all the way to extreme. And of course, portability and price follow right along. This is probably your biggest clue for figuring out where you fit. Okay, so we've met the machines. Now for the really important part, matching the right machine to your mission. Look, when it comes right down to it, for most of us, the choice is really about one big thing. Do you care more about having a laptop that's so light you forget it's in your bag? That's the Air. Or do you need a machine that can chew through a 4K video render without even blinking, even if it's a bit heavier? That's the Pro. You just have to be honest with yourself about which one of those is truly more important to you. So let's really drill down. First up, are you the everyday user? The student? Does your day consist of living in a web browser, writing documents, firing off emails, and maybe unwinding with some Netflix? If that sounds like your day-to-day, then honestly, the answer is super simple. The MacBook Air is your machine. It has way more power than you'll need, and you'll save a chunk of money that you absolutely do not need to spend on a Pro. But what if that's not you? What if your job, your entire career, lives and dies by the performance of your laptop? We're talking video editors, software developers, 3D artists, music producers. You know who you are. Yeah, for these kinds of heavy-duty workflows, like editing multiple audio tracks, rendering 3D models, or handling complex video timelines, the MacBook Pro isn't just a nice-to-have, it's the only real choice. That extra power, that better screen, the active cooling, those aren't luxuries, they're tools that save you time. And in the Pro world, time is money, period. So you might be wondering, why does Apple even have this kind of lineup? Let's zoom out for a second and try to understand the bigger strategy at play here. The big idea here has a fancy name, market segmentation. But really, it's simple. Instead of making one size fits all, Apple is trying to build the perfect laptop for very specific kinds of people. It's just like the car industry, right? You've got your commuter sedan, your family SUV, your performance sports car. Each one is for a different driver.
Apple's doing the exact same thing with laptops. So what does this all mean for us, the people actually buying these things? Well, it's kind of good news and bad news. The good news is we get more choice. We can find a machine that is tailor-made for what we do. The bad news? Well, it's the whole reason we're having this chat. It can be really confusing to figure out which group you actually belong to.
Okay, let's bring this all together. We know the machines, we get the strategy. Now let's give you a super simple framework to make that final call. Seriously, it's this easy. Step 1, be brutally honest with yourself about what you actually do in your computer most of the time. Step 2, figure out your budget and stick to it. And step 3, make the call. What matters more day in and day out? Portability or raw performance? If you answer those 3 questions, the right machine will basically choose itself. And one last tip before you pull the trigger, it's always smart to just take a quick peek at what's coming down the road. Apple is on a crazy fast upgrade cycle with these chips. Now, you shouldn't wait forever, but a quick search for rumors can tell you if a big refresh is just a few months away. It might be worth waiting for. So we'll leave you with this final thought. The MacBook Air is more pro than it's ever been. The MacBook Pro is becoming this hyper-specialized tool. As that line keeps blurring, what do you think is going to be the next big thing that defines a pro laptop? What's the next leap forward going to be?